Hey guys, Herrera back with another crazy top 5 video, and today we're going to be sticking with the scientific theme like my last top 5. We're going to be going over the top 5 things that aren't made of atoms. So for something to be featured in this list, it's pretty self-explanatory. It has to be something that is not made of atoms. So without further ado, let's get straight into this. So getting right into this top 5, coming in at the number 5 spot, what we have is a proton, everybody's favourite little subatomic particle with a positive electric charge of plus 1e. You know, everyone loves a proton. Protons are actually part of an atom. Atoms are actually made up of protons as well as a few other things, but protons themselves are not made of atoms because they're too small and insignificant, you know. Don't have as much subscribers as me, that's for sure. Coming in at today's number 4 spot, we have got another subatomic particle. This time it is the electron. Electrons are actually negatively charged, unlike the protons, which is why I personally prefer them over protons, because, hear me out, right? I'm not about that negativity, so you're probably thinking, oh, why'd you go for the one that's negatively charged? Hear me out, guys, hear me out, right? Because if I'd rather be negative, I'd rather be living negativity, but move on to positivity, like the electrons do, because they're negatively charged, they get attracted to positives, than be a proton which is positively charged, and then they just get dragged down into negativity. They go to the negative. I'm not about that, you know. So that's why electrons are placed higher than protons. So let's move on to number 3 spot. So coming in at today's number 3 spot is the final subatomic particle that builds up an atom, which is the neutron. The neutron has no positive or negative charge, it's just neutral, which, you know what, I'd rather be neutral than be negative at any point in my life, because as I've mentioned before, negativity is not what I am about. And neutrons also have a mass slightly bigger than protons, which is another reason as to why I like them, because they're slightly less irrelevant. Not as relevant as me, but slightly less irrelevant. Moving on to number 2. So as I'm sure you've guessed by now, the number 2 spot is another subatomic particle, like everything else that's been on the list so far. Obviously has a very small mass, such as everything else, but this is the photon. Photons, yes. Things that can create things such as light. It's really nice to have light, you know. So, you know, photons are really just there, sticking us together, providing us with light. You know, if we didn't have light, what would we have? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You can't have negativity or positivity without light, because then you can't see. You can't. You're blind. You're just blind. It's very difficult to. Well, no, that would probably leave you in negativity if you couldn't see, unless, well, you wouldn't be able to see, and I like seeing. So photons, well in, mate, well in. So I'm gonna be straight with you, right? Everything else on the list is nice and all, but the number 1 spot, the most obvious thing that isn't made of atoms, is atoms. Because if we didn't have atoms, we wouldn't have anything except a vacuum. You know, and atoms are real nice to have. We couldn't have atoms without everything else that's been mentioned on the list, but you put them all together and boom, you got yourself a nice little atom. Get a few quadrillion of them, you got a few nice things. It's really great, you know. Couple septillion, octillion, nonillion, decillion, duodecillion, so on and so forth. You can start producing things, and atoms are always going to be there. They're going to be there till the end of time. Maybe even beyond. Well, maybe beyond that. I mean, there might not be, but I mean, depends. Actually, come to think of it, yeah, would there be? Because it depends. I mean, time isn't. I mean, when does time end? It's just a concept, isn't it? It can't technically just end, but so, I mean, yeah, time would last longer than that. I mean, so guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're enjoying the scientific, educational top 5s we've been posting recently. You know, I'm really enjoying it. I'm really increasing my IQ. My IQ is increased by at least 10 points with the past 2 videos I've uploaded, past 2 top 5s I've uploaded, you know. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something today, and I will see you all in the next video. Catch you later, mi amigos.